going back to when I was in government, whenever you would sort of war game what happens with a war against Iran, you'd be worried that they would close the Strait of Hormuz. Wouldn't this be so bad?
That was in the war games.
Oh, for sure. I mean, because it's like the key maritime choke point.
Okay, so it's the most logical thing that they would do.
Yes. Although I think one of the suppositions that military planners, strategists had for many years was that for Iran to close the Strait of Hormuz, they would have to use these sea mines, right? There's sort of the floating mines that just blow up if you hit them. They've got thousands of them. And the logic was, well, sea mines don't discriminate if you're a tanker carrying Saudi oil versus Iranian oil.
Yeah, like the landmines in Mozambique. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, they don't discriminate. And so this would be just as bad for Iran as it would be for all the other countries in the Gulf, because Iran also depends on the Strait of Hormuz to sell its own oil. Right. So everyone was like, well, maybe they wouldn't do this because it would be like economically suicidal for
themselves.
them.
Yeah.
But what they did in February and March of this year, after the U.S. and Israel struck Iran, they didn't use sea mines. They just used these drones and missiles that cost like $20,000, $30,000 a pop. They struck like a dozen or so ships, not even that many. And just for scale, before the war, you had like 150 ships going through the strait on a daily basis. Okay. All they struck was like a dozen ships. And that was enough then to get like the crews of these ships to be like, hell no, I'm not sailing through that strait, right? And this is like at a cost of like less than a couple $100,000 if you add it up. And so what they did was they completely confounded expectations. They showed that they could close the strait, A, at very low cost, and B, in a selective manner, right? In a manner where they could sell their oil.
Yes.
They could say like, your oil's good, your oil's bad, like your ship isn't going through, but like we're going to sell all of our oil. That was the surprise. But now that the world has seen that, that is like a killer economic weapon. And like you can't unsee it, right? That's just like a fact from here on out.